Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Mess. So, taking a fun and exciting video for you guys today because, of course, we're taking a look at Twilight Princess Dusklight one more time. That is because there is a new work-in-progress HD texture pack out by Haillstorm, as well as a new version of the game you can play in browsers, and a bunch of previews of features that are going to be coming to Dusklight soon. And even though some weeks this feels like video game Twilight Terica, not video game Esoterica, you guys love watching the videos, I love making them, and honestly, the Twilight Princess PC port in 2026 has just been amazing, and we still have Courage Reborn on the way from Lithodomer and Harbor Masters now. And if you take a look at these textures here, this new texture pack is basically almost like a combination of both the original textures as well as Henriko's 4K pack, but just brought down a little bit so it looks closer to the GameCube version of the game. But these are new textures, and I will show you some of them in the actual video, and I'll explain where these areas are. And if you want to grab this texture pack, I will leave a link to the Discord where Haillstorm uploaded it. That way you can grab it and kind of see what's being worked on. But you'll see it's Twilight Princess HD right now, but it doesn't have the 4K moniker or the Henriko moniker. And one of the areas Haillstorm was talking about was redoing some of the sand textures in the actual desert areas in the Gerudo land. And honestly, there's something really fun about this texture pack. It's not the GameCube kind of blurriness, but it's also not the insane sharpness of the actual Wii U version or Henriko's 4K mod either. It kind of straddles a really nice middle ground between the two. And obviously this is all subjective as to which one you're going to want to use. The entire point is that there's so many different options out there, and there's a metric crap ton of mods for Dusklight as well. And honestly, I might do a mod showcase in the future if you guys are interested, so leave me a comment down below and tell me what some of your favorite mods are for Twilight Princess Dusklight. I would be curious. And this is just a project that is still ongoing. The main executable hasn't updated quite yet, so if you're still on version 1.3.1, you're good to go. But I know that there's some updates planned in the future, and they're definitely going to be a lot of fun to take a look at when they release. Now, one of the most fun and pretty much insane pivots of Dusklight right now is there is a new port of it into browser windows. You'll see here I've left some of the browser window up. I will remove that in just a moment, and I will remove the touchscreen controls as well because it's kind of predicated that you can play this on a smartphone. And even though I don't think this is going to be anybody's preferred way to play Dusklight, if you're out in the world now, you have your phone on you, then you can definitely get some Twilight Princess gameplay in. Now, the performance here isn't going to be anywhere near what you would get out of something like actually playing on a desktop, on a Mac, or even something like a Switch, but it really is an absolutely fun and hilarious kind of just pivot on the Dusklight PC port. And I love how far this thing is going. I'm just waiting for Dusklight to start running on some smart fridges or appliances out there, so if you want to be the first to do it, I'll pop it in a video in the future. And you'll see here I did actually leave some of the actual framing to the left and the right of the screen on, so you can tell that this is running in a browser. And you can definitely get into the menu. You can change pretty much any setting you want, although honestly when you're running in the browser, you're not going to have the same amount of overhead as if you're actually running it on the PC as an executable file. The one thing I couldn't figure out is whether or not it allows for texture replacements. It's on by default, but it's not like we have a local folder anywhere that we can actually point to, but maybe I just missed something. But honestly, outside of a few little hitches here and there, and again, it is running in a browser, not as an actual program, it's pretty insane that this is even possible in any way, shape, or form. And it just really goes to show how far Twilight Princess Dusklight is going to go. And I'm pretty sure you're going to see the exact same thing for Courage Reborn when that comes out as well. And hopefully there might be a new preview build that I can run a video on shortly as well. Need to check in with the devs on that one to see if they have anything new to show. But honestly, 10 out of 10 hilarious and 10 out of 10 fun. But now moving back to the new Haillstorm texture pack, I would say that it really does give a nice balance between what you would expect the GameCube version of the game to look like versus what you would expect an HD version of the game to look like. I think that is something that a lot of people have been commenting about in the comment section. Some people think the Wii U version looks better, some people think Henriko's version looks better, some people think that both might be just a little bit too sharp. The nice thing is with Haillstorm's pack, you get that sharpness, you get the upgraded textures, but it doesn't end up being so over resolution, at least to some of you, that it looks kind of disconcerting or like it isn't a tonal match to the overall polygonal geometry complexity in the game. But honestly, let's do our first soundtrack sample just so you can get a little music and see how absolutely brain dead some of the enemies are in Twilight Princess, and I'll be right back with a lot more textures to show you guys. I just love that you can circle around those dudes all day long and they can barely even touch you. Now moving over to some footage from the Twilight Realm Discord under kind of the preview section. All credit to the people that uploaded it, and there is a link to the Twilight Realm Discord down below as well. There's going to be some new control options coming in, some new kind of motion controls as well. There's definitely still a lot of upgrades and updates planned for Dusklight, and that really is going to be a lot of fun. And the one thing I wish would get updated, and it is a small thing because I use ultra wide monitors, I wish there was a mode that when you went full screen you could constrain to 16:9, unless I completely missed something, because I always have to just basically drag the window into what I think 16:9 is, and I am a filmmaker by profession, so I get very close, but I never get 100% accuracy. And there's definitely going to be some mods coming in as well, because if this area looks unfamiliar to the actual intro of the game, that is because it is unfamiliar to the intro of the game, because I showed it to you at the intro of the video. So mod support is definitely going to get more robust, and you're going to see a lot more of it, because obviously Dusklight isn't just a Twilight Princess PC port, it really is an engine in which you can actually play around with what Twilight Princess even is in the first place. I think we're going to see the exact same thing with Reborn as well, and there's a lot of fun debug stuff going on. Definitely check out the Discord and see some of the previews of what's going to be coming in future updates, because it's one of those things. This is definitely a moving target, and we're going to see a lot more stuff come in, and that's definitely going to be very exciting, because honestly, once you play Twilight Princess again as the PC port, you don't really have any other reason to jump in unless for some reason you want to play it a second time, but with mods it's going to be a lot more fun. Moving back into the textures and moving over to the Kakariko village area here, this is another area in which Haillstorm mentioned that there was upgrades to his texture pack. Just be aware this is still in development, so you're going to be seeing some areas where you just don't have the textures. And don't forget, you can basically combine any texture pack you want. You have to do it by hand, but you could take something like the Wii U version of the game, you could take something like Henriko's pack, as well as Haillstorm's pack, and basically roll your own. It would take a lot of file sorting, but it is something that you can do, and that definitely is a fun time. But I do kind of like, especially on the walls here, it definitely gives you a little bit smoother of an appearance, noticing that the geometry on the actual canyon walls is very low, and that's something that a lot of people have noticed, especially when they render the game in higher resolutions, because I rendered this at 8x mode and then downscale it to 1080p for the sharpest actual presentation on YouTube. And I always forget, when I am warping around, I couldn't actually transform into the wolf. Then I remembered I don't actually really have that ability right now whatsoever. It's kind of funny how you can kind of just get a little bit middled up into these captures, because Dusklight gives you so many abilities to kind of do whatever you want. You can definitely quote unquote break the game as well, just by kind of warping around the world. But it's one of those things, I always forget that, but I thought it was kind of funny to put in the capture. And you'll see here, this fence definitely higher resolution than the native GameCube textures, but it's not so high res to look photorealistic, and it does blend well into the overall world. If we go in and turn the textures on or off, you're going to see a marked difference between the GameCube versions as well as Haillstorm's pack here. Let's do one more soundtrack sample so you can look at some more textures while listening to how good the music sounds in Dusklight. And I'll be right back with just a little bit more Twilight Princess.
And Twilit. For this too, you would. That ball rule 2 and 6. The slide to Jibuket. Twilit. Did you?
I think my favorite part about the Twilight Princess PC port for Dusklight is its ability to actually become anything you want it to be. If you want to play in 480p at 4:3 aspect ratios of the original textures on PC with just a higher frame rate, you can do that. If you want to play it ultra wide with 4K textures, you can do that as well, and you can mix and match to basically make your Twilight Princess Dusklight experience. But let me give you a little bit of a word of warning. I know you want to make the master version of the game, pun very much intended for the master version of some Zelda games, but don't get so lost in the sauce that you actually forget to play Twilight Princess, because there is that rabbit hole you can fall down in trying to get the quote-unquote best looking game possible, and then you actually forget to play the game. So don't pixel peep too hard, even though these videos are about exactly that. Just play the game, have fun with it, and you will basically have a great time. And honestly, I'm sure there's more updates coming soon. We'll definitely talk about them. But this texture pack, if you want to play it, go to the Discord in the link below, and you will find it basically pinned to the main channel. But short of that, we're done. Video game Twilight Terraka is finished with the video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.